Do you know how Daybreak is a 1v8 asymmetrical horror game? Well, this little knight guy, he threw that out the window, and now it's a open world builder. And I've spent the past week and how many days it's been since I uploaded learning how to use him so that you guys can win.
So Rayner's ability is a shield that you could set down on the ground, and it just is a wall, and the killer can break that wall.
This will set your ability on a 75-second cooldown.
It could block projectiles, and teammates can stand behind it, so that's it, really. Now, Rayner isn't that hard to play, but he has a few distinct play styles that I think I should shed light to in order to help you understand how to play him to your capabilities.
Do you know how Kyle is already just boring in general? Well, with Kyle but bad, it's all of that, but even worse. With this strategy, you're basically just using Kyle, but you lose the ability to stun, you have worse control of tight spaces, and your ability doesn't even have any practical use in chase. Now, this playstyle doesn't even help with the learning curve of playing Rayner and using his ability more creatively, because you're doing the same thing every single time with your shield, and it has to be kicked or else the killer can't chase you. You're just making your life worse. And I really wish I had more clips or more interesting things I could put into this segment, but there is really nothing of value when it comes to this playstyle. You just sit on generators and do them because, that's a good use of your shield. And in this clip in the background, I get to loop a little bit, but it doesn't really have the same excitement as you do when you play Kyle, because Kyle has kind of bad chase stats. This is just playing Kyle with less of the exciting factors, and I don't recommend it for anyone trying to have fun. With that being said, 3 bear traps out of 10. This playstyle kind of sucks. On to the next one. Now this next playstyle is really straightforward. You just block hits with your shield. It's not very complicated, but once you get into the actual fine art of trying to position your shield or timing it correctly, it becomes a daunting task. Now, this is definitely more for people who feel like they're able to be a sort of anchor for their team, who wants to protect everyone and kind of save them from imminent demise or whatever. So you basically just want to follow chases or keep chase yourself in order to keep people alive and well. Now I want to highlight this little clip right here where I'm in chase, and even though I'm not going to protect anyone, it's still satisfying to pull off. I place the shield down and he gets stuck on it, and he doesn't kick it. It just buys me a lot of time and a lot of space, which can really be a lifesaver if you are about to die, which in this case I was, and it is really helpful. Now, a few things you need to be mindful of when trying to do this is the 1 second little startup time where the killer can phase through it. You need to kind of prepare for that mentally. You need to time that yourself, and it's really up to assumption how long it'll take for the killer to get to you, but in that clip I just showed you, that was spot on timing. I don't think I have anything better than that to really show just how important it is to account for the 1 second kind of startup. Now, would I recommend this to a beginner? Not really. It's very hard to use and probably the hardest way to give protection hits in the entire game. But once you do manage to pull it off, it's really fun to mess around with, and I'd recommend it to anybody who wants to extend their knowledge on Rayner or any similar character. Now, if you've played Lyndon or Nathan or Jun, this playstyle is definitely meant for you. Very reliant on just intuition and knowing when the killer is going to lunge or you are able to get your protection off, and that's probably already something you know how to do if you play a lot of these characters. With all of that, I'd rate this playstyle 9 protection hits out of 10. Yet again, not a real metric, but I'm doing it anyways. On to the last one. So this is probably the most specific way to use the shield. Just blocking vaults. That's it. That's all you do. Block vaults. Buys a little bit of time, but not as much as Sadia would. You're just a more versatile version of Sadia. This playstyle isn't something you should really hard turn into. It's more something you should use if you're in a bad situation or you just want to buy yourself or your teammate some time. So in this clip, I'm doing a generator and the killer is about to come up. So I place my shield poorly on the vault, but when I come back, it blocks the option to actually vault, so the killer has to destroy the shield, buying me some much needed time with them messing up right there and the shield break. This, like I said, this really isn't something you should completely lean into, but it's really helpful to understand that your shield can in fact block these vaults. It provides a lot of utility with your shield in chase, and also for helping your team, so it gives a little bit more insight for both playstyles already mentioned with Kyle and Nathan. With this concept kind of in the back of your mind while playing Rayner, it really helps you loop better, as well as just have more utility with your shield, more options rather than just blocking doorways or saving teammates. You can use it to help yourself as well. Personally, I would give this playstyle 8 blocked vaults out of 10. It's good.
But Chappy, Chapstick, you can't just make a video talking about how to play the character in different ways. You got to give us tips.
Well, thank you, unnamed baby person that has no significance to this video nor the plot line of basically anything here. Hopefully you caught on to the general consensus, but Rayner's shield is universal and you should use all 3 of these within a single game. It's probably the best way to use Rayner. So I hope you enjoyed this very poetic ending of a video and the rest of the video. If you want me to do more voiceovers like this, tell me in the comments. If you don't, also tell me in the comments. Please keep the obscenities to a minimum. There was a lot of issues making this video, but I hope that some of you liked it, and it's up to you guys if I continue to do it, because this is very different to my other videos in the past, and I don't know if you guys like that formula better, where it's gameplay, or this formula, where it's more educational in quotation marks. Anyways, I'll chap ya on the chap side. Ooh, catchphrase.